Hello, good morning, and welcome back to our Read to Me story time. I'm Miss Nancy Valdivia. I'm one of the MLS librarians here for Palm Springs Public Library. And just a quick little reminder, don't forget to check out our video for our March craft along. I will show it to you. It is a teacup flower pot. This is dual-sided. Little face there. Celebration of March Madness. And once you view the video, you can make an appointment to pick up your craft by appointment. Or if you're having trouble making an appointment, you can also give us a call. And it has paint, acrylic paint, soil, in this instance, we have sunflower seeds in this particular kit. We have your ceramic teapot to paint. That's the top, of course, your teacup. And here is the bottom. Okay. So it's a nice little craft along this month of March 2021. Don't forget to go and see the video located on our event calendar and make your appointment to come pick this up. It's lots of fun. There's some seeds in there, the sunflower seeds. A lot of fun. All right, so let's begin. I have ants in your pants, worms in your plants. Gilbert goes green in celebration of Earth Day. This story is written by Diane deGroat, and it is part of the series of Gilbert and Friends. Diane also did the illustrations, and just take a quick look here around the border of this book. You can see some ants marching around our book. And you've got a handful of soil and a nice fat worm in the soil. All right, and we read this book to you with permissions by an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. So again, ants in your pants, worms in your plants, Gilbert goes green. There are those ants. Oh, Gilbert is surprised to see an ant popping out of the soil there. And it looks like he was eating some fruit. It was a beautiful spring day, and Gilbert didn't want to be indoors. Mrs. Bird had asked her class to write a poem about springtime, but Gilbert just wiggled and jiggled and squirmed in his seat. And Mrs. Bird asked, "Do you have ants in your pants, Gilbert?" "Oh, sorry," Gilbert said. "I can't think of anything to write about." He chewed on his pencil and he looked at the ceiling and he tapped on his head while everyone else was writing. And you can kind of see what his friends' stories are about. He's also thinking about the clock. This person's thinking about flowers, but they're still on task, writing something. Mrs. Bird has also got something on her mind. She'd rather be in the garden, planting her flowers. Patty never had trouble getting ideas. She read her poem aloud to the class. "Spring is fun. Let's run in the sun. Let's smell the flowers and play in the showers. Spring is fun." Miss Bird sighed and said, "Ah, you're so right, Patty. It's just too nice to be indoors. let's all bring our lunch tomorrow and we'll have a picnic. Everyone said, yay! Even Mrs. Bird had good ideas. Oh, what a delicious picnic it would be. Great idea. The next day, Mrs. Bird walked with her class up the big grassy hill in back of the school. And she said, when I was your age, I loved to go on picnics with my family. As she hurried up the hill, she said, I hope we can find a place that's shady and green. That's important for a picnic. The kids have a good imagination about Mrs. Bird, don't they? Imagine her as a baby, baby chick. But when they got to the top of the hill, it wasn't shady or green. The trees had been cut down and the sun was hot. The grass was brown and the litter was all over the place. Oh dear, Mrs. Bird said. This is a terrible place for a picnic. Maybe we can clean it up, Kenny said. Good idea. Oh, good idea. Everyone said as they rushed to pick up the trash. Philip picked up cans and bottles. Louis picked up an old shoe. And Gilbert picked up a half-eaten apple covered with ants. Ew! When they finally sat down to eat, Mrs. Bird said, Earth Day is next week, and today we've already done something to make our Earth cleaner. What else can we do to help our planet? Gilbert didn't have any ideas about Earth Day. He was busy making sure that ants didn't crawl on his pants. But Philip had a good idea. He said, we can recycle those bottles instead of throwing them in the trash. They can be made into new bottles. And Patsy said, at home, we can turn out the lights when no one's in the room. That saves electricity. Yeah, and we shouldn't waste water either, Margaret added. Good idea, Louis said. I'm not taking a bath tonight. Everyone said, ew. Back in the classroom, Mrs. Bird asked everyone to start working on Earth Day project. Gilbert groaned. Now he would have to come up with an idea for an Earth Day project. He didn't have an idea for his spring poem yet. Patty had already started. She drew a big light bulb and wrote under it, turn out the light because it's right. That's a good idea, Gilbert said. I'm going to draw a light bulb too. That's my idea, Patty said. You have to think of your own. Ooh, look at that, he got an A+. Earth Day, Earth Day. Do you have any boys and girls? Any ideas? Boys and girls, do you have any ideas what he could do other than what was mentioned? Think. Help Gilbert out. Frank found a book in the library about saving energy. Here's a good idea, he said. We can ride our bikes or walk to school instead of driving. That saves gas. Someday the earth might run out of fuel, so we shouldn't waste it. Gilbert looked through the book when Frank was done, but all the good ideas had already been taken. Oh, I don't think I'll ever get an idea, Gilbert said. Louis grabbed Gilbert's ear and looked inside. I see the problem, Louis said. There's nothing in there. Gilbert was beginning to think that Louis was right. Well, that's not a very nice thing to say if he's his friend. That's called bad manners, boys and girls. After school, Gilbert said to Mother, I need to do an Earth Day project, but I don't have any ideas. What about recycling? Mother asked. Philip is doing that, Gilbert said. What about saving electricity? Thinking, Gilbert said. I want to do a project that nobody else is doing, but I can't think of any. Father said, when I'm looking for an idea, it might come to me when I'm walking or riding my bike, or sometimes when I'm relaxed or drifting off to sleep. An idea will suddenly pop into my head. Gilbert tried walking to get an idea, and he tried riding his bike, but no ideas came. Gilbert was about to take a nap when Mother said, You know, a good idea can be right in front of you, and you don't even know it. Try to keep your eyes and ears open, and something will turn up. Gilbert sat very quietly under his favorite tree and kept his eyes and ears open. He listened and watched as the wind gently blew the grass. Then something caught his eye. Ants! He watched as a big line of black ants crawled from the tree to the grass. And then an idea was right in front of him. Do you have any ideas what that could be? What could that be? On Monday, everyone took turns talking about their projects. Frank went first and said, My mom and I rode our bikes to school today instead of driving. Mom says that besides saving gas, she's getting good exercise. It is right there. And for Kenny's project, he had helped his dad hang the laundry on a clothesline in the yard instead of using the dryer. Ooh, 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 that saves a lot of electricity. Ooh, 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 ooh. When it was Philip's turn, he showed everyone all the things that could be recycled. He explained, Old paper can be made into new paper. Metal can be made into new cans, and glass and plastic can be made into new bottles. Then he said sternly, From now on, I'm going to check the wastebasket every day to make sure nobody throws any of this stuff into the trash. Oops, Louis said, taking his water bottle out of the wastebasket. For Margaret's project, she held up a cloth bag with handles on the top and a big sun on the front. My mom and I are making these bags to take to the supermarket instead of using paper or plastic bags that get thrown out. We can reuse these over and over. When it was Louis's turn, he said, I did an Earth Day project with real earth. And he opened up a box and everyone said, P-yo! It's compost, he said. It's supposed to smell bad, at least in the beginning. You can take garbage like eggshells and apple peels and mix it all with dirt. And after a while, it turns into really good soil to grow stuff in. He reached in and pulled out a worm. Ah! When everyone was done saying, "Ew," Lewis continued, "Worms help to turn the dirt into compost by eating it and pooping it out." Everyone said, "Ew," again. When it was finally Gilbert's turn, he held up his drawing of a tree and said, "Trees are important to our planet. They give us wood to make things like paper and furniture, and they help to keep the air clean. When too many trees are cut down, the air can get polluted and stink." "Like my compost," Lewis said. And everyone laughed. Patty liked the poster and asked, "How did you get your idea, Gilbert?" "It was right there in front of me," Gilbert said. "We see trees all the time, but we never think about what they do." Then he said, "But this is just the first part of my project. For the second part, we have to go outside." "Field trip!" Lewis shouted. "Where are we going?" everyone asked. "It's a surprise," Gilbert said. They followed Gilbert up the big hill behind the school, and there they found a little tree planted right where they had had their picnic. Everybody's thinking about the picnic possibilities. And this one's thinking about an A+. He thinks Gilbert deserves an A+. "I found this growing under my favorite tree," Gilbert said. "I thought it was a weed, but it was really a baby tree. The principal said my dad and I could plant it here. It's small now, but someday it will be big enough to shade this hill and make it a perfect place for a picnic." Oh, that's great thinking. That's wonderful thinking. Everyone liked the little tree, especially Mrs. Bird. She gave Gilbert a hug and said, "What an excellent idea, Gilbert." Then she noticed the sign hanging on the tree. Gilbert had finally written a poem. "This little tree will grow and blossom, and someday you'll see this tree will be awesome." Oh, wow. That's a super story. I love how that inspired him to write his poem. You remember he was struggling to write that poem. "Turn out the light because it's right." So in honor of our Earth Day, you too think of some ideas what you can do to help our Earth. And maybe write a poem about it. And if you do, send it to us. Or go ahead and take a picture of your idea of how to save our planet. You know, post it to our social media. That'd be great. And thank you. Ants in Your Pants, Worms in Your Plants. Gilbert Goes Green by Diane deGroat. This book is also available for checkout. Don't forget, boys and girls, to check out our event calendar for the videos that are coming up for our craft along programs. And let your parents and grown-ups know, and your teenagers that you may know, that there are also videos available for them for different craft ideas or cook-along ideas, okay? Available through our library event calendar. And once you view the video, you can make an appointment to pick up your kits.